joined by the amazing John Levesque. Hi, John.
Hi, Sarah. How are you doing?
I'm amazing. It's day 4. This is so good.
I know. This has been crazy so far, hasn't it?
So crazy. Yes. So, John, please can you introduce yourself?
Yes. I am John Levesque. I'm a senior program manager on the Microsoft Flow team, which means that I tend to manage everything around the product. So the community, social media, blogs, customer meetings, things like this at Ignite and speaking. If you have an angry customer that needs an answer, I'm probably the guy to answer it.
That's amazing. But I know that you do so much more. Tell me more.
Oh, man. So I manage a group of the MVPs. We call them Flow Fam. When you're a Flow MVP, you are Flow Fam. So I manage that. I'm also starting a champions group and an educational tour where we're going to really try and go and travel around the country and unlock educational usage for Power Platform. And so those are a few more of the things that I'm working on right now.
That is amazing and a huge, huge amount of stuff.
Yes.
So we saw in Satch's keynote, and I know that Charles and James talked about it, the name change. I can't avoid it, right? So we've gone from Flow, it's now Power Automate. We're still making flows though, right?
That is correct. So I've heard a little bit of confusion here. I think that a lot of people missed the announcement that Power Automate is Microsoft Flow. I think that a lot of people right now think that Power Automate's a brand new product. Now, Power Automate does bring some brand new functionalities in, but it's important to know Microsoft Flow is Power Automate. And in Power Automate, we still build flows.
Crystal clear. Yeah. That's amazing. So, and I think that will help a lot of people as well. So people here, especially people walking around here, we're in the hub right now, they're only going to be hearing about Power Automate and the aspects of making flows for the first time. Yeah. Can you just share to people really like kind of the beginner's version if they are just getting through to it? What is it? What does it do? What's so amazing about it? Why are we so happy about it?
I think better yet, I'll show you. I'm going to walk over here. Okay, so I got a little bit of a diagram here that was drawn by an incredible artist, Angel, who's not on with us right now, but this describes very simply what is a flow. And a flow is a set of tasks that I can create and stitch together to do something for me. So for instance, if I have an email report that comes out every single Friday and I have to go pull data out of that and put it in some other place, and I do that every single week, instead of doing that, I'm gonna build a flow. So it's gonna do it for me. And so we have a quick little diagram over here. We kick off the flow. The flow comes down and gathers up some info from my email. It heads out to Twitter and grabs some tweets, and then it wraps it all up in a nice package and boom, delivers it right to my pocket in my phone so that I don't have to go collect that information every day. It's just sent right to me.
That's amazing. I mean, I think it really kind of demonstrates Satch's vision of empowering everyone, every organization to really do and achieve more, right?
Yes, absolutely. And I think, the big thing I want to point out about it is Flow connects things that normally don't connect to each other, right? It's glue, where I want to take some Twitter and I want to take some email and I want to mash those up together to create something new that they could not do. Flow does that for you.
And it does it so easily.
Yes, it does. It is actually very simple to use too.
Awesome. So that's amazing. So from a beginner's perspective, I think that everyone here at Ignite, if they are hearing it for the first time, go and make your first flow. Would that be your recommendation to them?
You took the words out of my mouth. Absolutely, you got to go make your first flow.
In Power Automate. So that's amazing.
Oh, see, I'm slipping up too. It's going to be Flow for a while. I'm going to say it for a while too. So don't worry if you get it right. Just know Power Automate and Flow, that's the same thing. Whatever you call it, less important.
That's cool. So, okay, so beginner's done, that's cool. So what about, so it's been GA, Microsoft Flow, now Power Automate has been GA for 3 years. There's going to be Jerry Weinstock, Eliza Benitez, they've done amazing sessions like over the course of the week. Yeah. What about those people? How can they get excited about some of the new features in Power Automate?
All right, so let's talk a little bit about what's new and what's coming. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this piece of paper out of our way and I'm going to throw that beautiful drawing down.
This is awesome.
And there's a couple things that we need to know here, right? So the first one is...
This is cool. Check this out. Microsoft Flow equals Power Automate.
So that's the first thing, right? We already covered that, but I want to just keep that up there so as we're working through, people can see. This is an equal sign thing. Now, on to the new feature that everybody should be most excited about.
Yep. So this is the new feature, probably the most exciting new feature that's been announced at Microsoft Ignite this week.
So UI flows. This is a brand new feature that we're bringing in with the announcement of Power Automate. And what it is it actually allows you to automate your legacy systems, your Win32 systems. Whereas to use Flow efficiently, you had to be connected to the cloud or connected to very specific services on premises. But with Power Automate and UI flows, you can actually go ahead and automate those legacy systems now, where I can actually do something. I'll tell the Flow to watch me do this, and I'll hit a record button, and then I'll do something on my computer, like use an app or convert a file, or do something that couldn't be done in the cloud. It had to be done on the desktop. Then I hit stop, and I go into Flow, and the Flow has taken each of those mouse movements, each of those clicks, and turned it into an automated action, so that part of my flow, like we saw earlier, maybe I want to gather some email, maybe I want to run something right on my desktop. Now, with UI flows, you'll be able to mash those things up together and bring those legacy applications into the folds with your cloud applications. There is a ton of excitement around this right now, and those people you mentioned, Jerry and Eliza, I think they're going to be crazy about this.
I mean, but the way you describe it is the fact that, like, from testing, from like kind of just from, you know, moving from environments, just, you know, essentially full productivity. It's got so many features.
Absolutely. I think it's, you know, for a long time we've been talking about how Flow is the crux of business automation. And I think for a long time we were missing pieces on different ends of the spectrum. We were really good for the end user and maybe less good for the enterprise. Or some people thought we were great for the enterprise, less good for... I think now we have a more cohesive story, right? To say, if you're in the enterprise and you need to build heavy production flows, you can do that. If you're an end user and you want to automate your email and your Twitter, you can do that. And I think that's really the beauty of Flow. No matter where you are, no matter who you are, no matter what's your skill level, you can jump right into Flow and start getting value from it.
That's amazing. So much amazing information from beginners to experts. So we've not got long left. We're in the community area, yes. And I can't not mention community, obviously, something I'm very passionate, something you're very passionate about. How can the community get involved with Microsoft Flow and Power Automate? Okay, so one more time, come over here. This is the third sheet of paper now. This is awesome. So we're getting some links. So for those people watching right now, you need to take note of these links. You need to, if you're watching online, you need to take a screen grab of these links right now. This is how you can get started. I'm trying to keep my handwriting nice too. So this is the short link for the Microsoft Flow community. We have over 200,000 monthly active users who are there. We have a whole team of MVPs and paid staff who are there answering questions, so that if you need to get information about Flow and you're going to go one place, that Flowcom, aka.mswac Flowcom, that's your place to go. That's amazing. So just to close out, what are you up to? What are you doing, like, kind of in the next 6 months? What's coming up for you right now? So definitely going to start working on that EDU road trip tour, where we're going to start trying to light up education and unlock schools to come and take on the Power Platform, but also a little bit of a personal one. I'm actually writing a book on how to evangelize and do community. I'm going to take my methods and I'm going to go ahead and formalize it all for everyone. That's amazing. Thank you so much for your time, John. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for watching. This is day 4. There is still so much more content. Thanks very much.